Hi, I'm Zachary Farnell. Thank you for joining me for another edition of your Timberlane weather update. Earlier in the week, we experienced an extremely disappointing nor'easter. The average amount of snowfall across the district was just about 1.5 inches overnight. Expect just about the same amount of snow as a quick-hitting clipper system moves in from the north. Just about 1 to 2 inches overnight should be wrapping up before the morning commute. I expect little to no travel delays tomorrow morning, so expect to go about your daily morning routine as usual. Recently, the one big impact that we did actually hold over from the storm earlier in the week has been a significant drop in temperatures. We've been returning much more towards the normal. Yesterday, the temperatures only reached freezing, and overnight, it only reached down into the mid-20s. So that's more of what you'd expect from mid-February weather. We've been on a very warm track recently across the January and February timeframe, so a bit of a return to normal for those winter lovers. The real big story has been this cold front. You can see it clearly defined across this area of the Great Plains, and today, it only continued to dive further south. Behind it, the temperatures dropping down towards those Arctic lows that you'd expect towards Canada and North Dakota this time of the year. Again, much of the country has been dealing with some very warm temperatures, so a bit of a return to normal as they hit nearly 0 degrees once again as per usual. That cold front is in association with this big storm you can see on satellite. This is also our clipper system we'll be expecting overnight. This thing is actually moving really quickly, and it's hard to show how fast it's going on satellite, but you can kind of see it move just like this. This is a satellite loop of just the last couple hours, and this thing's actually moving 40 miles an hour. It crossed pretty much all of mainland Michigan in just about 3 to 5 hours today. So this thing, by the time we get towards midday tomorrow, it's already going to be offshore. This thing's going to move over us very quickly and bring very little snow. If it was sticking around for a little bit longer, we might be seeing a more serious storm. Luckily, it's not, and on satellite, you saw it here on the fronts map. You can see it again. It looks a little bit strange with all these warm fronts and cold fronts sticking out at odd angles, but this is our main cold front moving across much of the Midwest of the country. You can see those Arctic highs building in behind it. And this warm front might give areas to the west of us a bit of a relief from the cold, but not for us. We look towards tomorrow. We see it's already moved over our area, and we don't even see any snow showers towards midday tomorrow. Maybe some lingering snow for the White Mountains. That's why up in that area they're expecting more towards ½ a foot, but you see this cold front associated with it dive south of us, and we're plunged right back into those Arctic temperatures that we've gotten so used to. Trouble does begin to brew as we look down towards Texas. Another low pressure system. You'd be expecting it to target our area after moving through the mid-Atlantic, but it doesn't move vertical at all. This is now Saturday. Straight horizontal shot for this low pressure system, keeping most of its impacts down into the south. Mainly rain, a couple thunderstorms, maybe even a few severe thunderstorm warnings with some of those, but nothing too impactful. Towards our area, you can see a couple snow showers. We don't have it on the 5-day forecast as there is little to no accumulation expected with some of these, but don't be too surprised if some flurries do occur. On the 5-day forecast, we look for some pretty typical temperatures for this time of the year, hovering just about the mid, maybe upper 30s as you get towards later in the week. But again, Saturday, some potential snow flurries. It begins to clear out Sunday. Monday and Tuesday look sunshine beautiful, but that begins to break down towards mid next week as we see some clouds move in, and late next week, expect some snow showers turning into general rain as we get towards Thursday night into Friday, and the temperatures warm up once again. A very unusually warm season we've been having so far. It begins to cool down once more as we hit next weekend. So this storm overnight, we're not expecting many impacts whatsoever. Maybe a couple travel delays if you're in some not very well plowed areas, but generally the snow should be stopping before we hit 4 a.m. So if you're looking to come into school, into work, you should be just a-okay. Expect to maybe brush off the car a little bit. Just about the normal what we got earlier in the week, except a whole lot less hype with this one, unless you're looking for some better skiing conditions, which it will certainly bring to the north. I'm Zachary Farnell. Thank you very much for joining me for another edition of your Timberlane weather forecast.